watching WVVA TV, here for you. Live from the Two Virginias news leader. WVVA News at Noon starts now.
Good afternoon to you. Thank you so much for making us part of your Wednesday. I'm Joshua Bolden, and we have quite the show for you this afternoon. And we're going to begin with what else? The aftermath of those devastating storms many in our region experienced. And residents are now canvassing their communities, our communities, to see how they can help each other out. Following all that from Fayette County is our Robert Castillo. Robert, paint the scene for us.
Yeah, Josh, I'm here in Hico in Fayette County. To be honest with you, it just looks like a war zone. And I'll step out of frame, and if you want to look at this just car behind me, just completely crushed by a tree. I'm just off of US Route 60. Big tree just crushed this car. It almost flattened it almost, to be completely honest with you. House behind it has no roof on it. Again, just looks like a complete war zone. It's not a small tree by any means. There's crews working on the lines out here. I know a lot of people still in this area don't have power, hundreds if not thousands. And I think the estimate for power to be on in a lot of these areas hit by the storms is, I think, tomorrow. But there's lots of crews out here working, trying to get the power back on. There's also a house over here, if you can see that. Some sort of maybe a shed or something. It doesn't look exactly inhabitable, but trees all over it. There's definitely nobody be able to live in that now. There's just chaos all around it. And you can't see it, but just to the right over here, I was talking to a woman. There used to be a shed just right over here. And a woman was telling me that her mother uses the shed, she frequents the shed to smoke in it. And when the storms came through yesterday, the shed, her mother was outside in the shed, and it just lifted the shed up completely. And I couldn't tell you where the shed is now. I don't see a shed. So I was actually amazed that she told me there was a shed there. And that's why I asked her. I said there was a shed there. And she said yes, but it's not there anymore. And I think her mother managed to escape unharmed. But I think in total we're getting reports of about 2 or 3 people were injured yesterday. I don't think anybody was seriously hurt. But again, it's just complete chaos out here. There's a gas station down that way that has, gas pumps and whatnot. And it just looks like a scrapyard behind it. But yeah, just honestly, just looks like a war zone out here. But I'll send things back to you, Josh. We'll have much more on this story coming up tonight on WVVA News at 5 and 6. Here for you live in Hico, I'm Robert Castillo, WVVA News.
Robert, as always, thank you so much. The impact of Mother Nature, clearly you could see it there. And Robert and our photojournalist, Jess Nuzzo, please stay safe out there. And you see the community's already coming together, neighbors helping neighbors. And we're going to continue to follow this all throughout the day and, quite frankly, throughout the week in the coming days ahead. But let's get an update for you in regards to the latest from Appalachian Power. They say that 37,000 customers' electricity has been restored, but about 88,000 customers in West Virginia still without power. K&E Wissing, the communications consultant for AEP, telling us that today, by 11 p.m. tonight, about 90% of customers in Raleigh, Logan, Mingo, and Boone counties should have their power restored. By 11 p.m. Thursday, so 11 p.m. tomorrow, 90% of customers in Fayette, Greenbrier, Cabell, Clay, Jackson, Kanawha, Lincoln, Mason, Nicholas, Putnam, Roane, and Wayne counties should have their power back on. They also say that most customers currently without service will have power restored before those estimated times that I just told you about. Damage estimates are still underway. The distribution and transmission stations and 40-plus circuits were damaged during Tuesday's midday storm. And we're going to stay with storm coverage this afternoon. 3 people were injured during the severe weather in Fayette County. Robert touched a little bit on this on Tuesday. According to Captain Meredith Gray with the Anstead Fire Department, emergency responders and the Nuttall and Anstead Fire Departments were dispatched at 4:30 p.m. for reports of high winds, damage, and destroyed structures, the structures you just saw. And this happened in that area. Upon arriving to the scene, assessments and structures of patients began. The number of structures sustaining damage, they vary, but no one required extrication. No one had to be extradited from any structure. And while there were no serious injuries, We are told that 3 people were in need of medical attention. 2 did decline transportation to local hospitals, while 1 was transported from the scene to a hospital. Again, we have more information on this incident on our website, WVVA.com. But again, this just underscores what Mother Nature can do. She certainly can pack a punch. She certainly can leave devastation, and that's what we're seeing right now. But we are seeing the communities come together. Let's go ahead and turn to the forecast this afternoon as those communities are coming together to help each other out. Is there any relief in sight in the weather department? Tim Cha, what are we seeing today?
Yeah, unfortunately, Joshua, at least we're going to continue to see at least precipitation chances our next several days. The good news is we don't have any more severe thunderstorms at least in the next couple of days here. So that's some good news. Gives some time to clean up for a lot of our northern counties in our viewing area. But I want to show you this is the storm reports here from really 36 hours ago. And look at that. You kind of see where all that energy of the storm really developed here, really from Kentucky, southern Illinois, Indiana, moved through Ohio, and even portions of our area. But notice, like, from Bluefield, we didn't really see much here. Even towards Virginia, North Carolina, not much activity. The activity down toward the south, around toward Georgia, happened earlier this morning. So you kind of see where all that energy went from these severe thunderstorms. Let's zoom in a little bit closer, and you kind of see what's going on here. We got those damaging winds report, even some large hail report. I saw a report of golf ball size hail in that northwestern corner of Fayette County. So Fayette County really got hit hard yesterday because not only they dealt with damaging winds, but they also dealt with that rotation that likely moved through during the afternoon hours. Now, the National Weather Service in Charleston hasn't surveyed the area just yet, but likely they will do that tomorrow. So we'll get an update on whether or not this was a tornado that hit Fayette County. And of course, Robert Castillo was over in that area here, right along Highway 60. That's where we got some damage reports here between Lookout and Hico. That was where we saw a lot of damage from this storm yesterday. And of course, thankfully, we're starting to really quiet things down. Just a few showers out there this evening, not a lot of activity. Of course, that shower chances will continue on for the rest of the evening hours. Our Princeton weather camera, cloudy skies, a few showers, temperatures in the 40s and 50s. We are cooling down. And of course, we got to talk about the snow chances coming up later on in that full forecast in just a little bit. But I'll send it back to you, Joshua.
All right, Tim Cha, thank you so much. We'll catch you in less than 15. In the meantime, folks, we're going to turn to this. Also new at noon, the Virginia Department of Corrections, along with partners Via Path and assisting families of inmates, announced that they are expanding access to video visitation at Pocahontas State Correctional and Deerfield Correctional Complexes this month. Now, this is file video you see on your screen. The expansion will allow every living area at each facility to be equipped with video visitation equipment, which will allow inmates to conduct visits with their relatives and the like. Now, Pocahontas State Correctional Center is located in Pocahontas, Virginia, and they will begin this expansion on Tuesday, April 9th. And we have more information on this on our website. But now, if this is your first newscast of the day, let's do what we do every single day and catch you up. If you are a coal miner or a lover of coal history, this one's for you. This is a piece of coal camp history that has been on the market for years. A former coal company store over in Wyoming County may finally get a new owner and a facelift if this deal gets the green light from a governmental agency. The historic Itman Company store was once a booming center of commerce for the Pocahontas Fuel Company. WVVA's Robert Castillo traveled to Wyoming County to speak with a potential buyer about what it will take to close this deal.
The historic Itman Company store was designed by renowned architect Alex Mahood. The building was complete in 1925, and it is currently listed on the National Register of Historic Places. There's no doubt this building has seen better days in its past. The director of a nonprofit interested in buying it says it's a gem, but right now it's a diamond in the rough.
We've seen a YouTube video of West Virginia, and where I was like, well, West Virginia might be the next state. There's a lot of towns that need our help. It's it's not far from us. It's 3 hours away. And as we continued watching the video, it brought us to this building. And I was like, this is amazing. There's no way this is possible.
Ten Hove says he's been restoring historical houses for years. The asking price for the historic Itman Company store is set at $250,000. Ten Hove says his purchase of the building is heavily dependent on whether or not he can get approval from the Environmental Protection Agency to add a sewage treatment facility.
As soon as we get that approval and the EPA approves on it, we will be signing the contract. It's not a point of buying it, it's a point of getting the approval from the EPA, because without the EPA approval, the building basically is worth no more than basically what it is now.
Ten Hove says if he ends up buying the Itman Company store, there's an entire list of improvements he hopes to accomplish. He wants to add a restaurant, hotel rooms, a coffee shop, and a museum.
We'll have the side-by-sides. We're going to do hiking, mountain biking. We're going to use the river across the street and do river excursions with canoeing, kayaking, and rafting. All the tours will be guided.
Ten Hove says he has 3 partners in on the project with him, including Alan Neely. Neely restored the MacArthur Inn located in Narrows, Virginia. He says restoring the historic Itman Company store isn't as far-fetched as it might seem, comparing it to his work in Narrows.
There wasn't a whole lot of difference. Some of the roofs were caved in, half the ceilings were in the floor, and 15% of the floors were in the basement. In the right hands, it could be fixed very, very successfully.
Ten Hove says as far as the approval from the EPA goes, he's confident it will be given a green light. Here for you in Itman, I'm Robert Castillo, WVVA News.
Robert, as always, we appreciate your reporting, and fingers are crossed for that one, because it would be quite the economic driver for our region, wouldn't it? Now we're going to take you to Mercer County, because a community in the city of Bluefield is being awarded a $40,000 grant to help rejuvenate the area. The city's East End and North Side neighborhoods have been awarded the grant from the West Virginia Community Development Hub's Cultivate West Virginia program. Now, the East End and North Side area is one of 2 winners for this grant, along with the city of Fairmont, West Virginia. Those involved with the grant process tell us this is huge for our area, as this is part of Bluefield that has been left behind over the years in terms of development.
I give kudos to the city. Right now they're focused on infrastructure and economic development. However, there is a need for community improvement, and especially on the North Side, East End community that has been marginalized for so long. And so this program will definitely be a catalyst for change for this community.
And kudos to Gabrielle Ponder and everybody involved with this as well. Gabrielle Ponder tells us meeting dates will be determined for discussion groups to identify areas in this community members would like to see improved. She also adds that the grant will be broken down into 20 mini grants of $2,000 each. Let's stay in Bluefield, because the city is welcoming a new restaurant and pub to the area. On Tuesday, the ribbon cutting was held to launch Munchie's Grill and Pub, located at 1324 Bland Street. Again, that's 1324 Bland Street. The restaurant offers a wide slate of burgers, wings, and other finger foods. They also have an upstairs area with adult beverages, as well as a place to relax and enjoy a game of pool. The owner, Ricky Williams, tells us that this is really awesome for the community, but the best part for him is that it's family oriented and his family will play parts in its success.
I got my son, my nephews, my nieces, my mother, everybody here, they happy. So, I'm happy. Like I said, I want to give everybody something good. It's a nice place to go to, enjoy, have a good time out here.
So maybe you're saying to yourself, Josh, I'm hungry now. When are Munchie's hours for opening? Well, Munchie's is open Monday through Thursday from 11 a.m. till 11 p.m. with extended hours on Fridays and Saturdays until 2 a.m. Congratulations, Ricky Williams and family. And an exciting announcement out of Salem. We're going around our region now. The city is set to host the first major pickleball tournament in the Commonwealth of Virginia this coming September. Leela Mitchell with our sister station WDBJ7 was there for this huge announcement and brings you more.
In just a few months, the area behind me at James L. Moyers Sports Complex will be full of people from across the country as it prepares for its first pickleball tournament.
This will be the biggest and baddest tournament you've ever seen. And it is going to pull people from regions close by and far as well. And we are going to blow the roof off of it.
Pickle Brawl in Virginia's Blue Ridge is gearing up to take over Salem from September 13th to the 15th. The event is set to draw in 450 players from out of state.
Pickleball is the most growing sport in the United States, and that we were going to get in this form of sports marketing. And with the new 13 courts coming online at the Moyer Sports Complex, we are here.
With an event this big, it's not just about the games. This event promises to be a game changer for Salem's economy.
It's a great weekend to be hosting a big-time pickleball tournament, to be able to put people in our hotels, in our restaurants, going to our grocery stores, our gas stations.
Virginia's Blue Ridge played host and assisted with 35 events last year, netting around $15 million in economic impact. And everyone involved with this new tournament hopes it will leave a lasting impact on the city and region.
I know they're going to blow this through the roof. There are going to be a ton of people there. They're going to draw a lot of attraction from a lot of key players from around the state, country, surrounding areas. It's going to be an outstanding turnout.
And with the construction of 13 more pickleball courts right behind me, Salem will have a total of 19 pickleball courts for people to play. Reporting in Salem, Layla Mitchell, WVVA 7.
Millions of Americans are trying to crawl out of credit card debt.
Today on Investigate TV Plus, a warning about scam debt repair services and the hidden headaches they could bring.
At Dolly's Diner, we have so many local favorites, why not try something different every day of the week? Like our delicious Philly cheesesteak or a Western omelet with Dolly's TNT salt. Dolly's Diner, West Virginia home-style cooking at its best.
Route 52 Flea Market, the largest flea market in southern West Virginia, is expanding. Over 65 indoor vendors and a huge space for outdoor vendors. Find items like antiques, Amish goods, primitives, furniture, knives, and so much more. Route 52 is open every Saturday all year, 7 a.m. to 3 p.m., with plenty of free parking, an ATM, and a taxi shuttle. Route 52 Flea Market, open 52 Saturdays a year on Route 52 in Brushfork. Vendors, call today to reserve your space.
Would you buy a life insurance policy if you knew your rate increased every 5 years? What if $9.95 a month bought you less than $1,000 in protection? Sadly, many policies that seniors buy today fail to mention this in their advertisements. You could buy a policy that might not give you enough coverage when you need it most. Call now to receive free information on the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life Insurance Company. The Senior Care Plan guarantees your rates cannot increase. Your benefit will never decrease. There is no medical exam, and you will have lifetime coverage. You could qualify for up to $30,000 in whole life protection, and rates start as low as $5.90 a month. With the Senior Care Plan, your coverage can start immediately, unlike other policies that don't give you full coverage for 2 years. Call now for free information on the Senior Care Plan from Senior Life. By calling now, you lock in the lowest rate possible. You have no obligation. Call now.
At Dolly's Diner, we have so many local favorites. We have specials 7 days a week. Breakfast or dinner, Dolly's has a great deal for you. Like our famous spaghetti, hot dogs, or a double super burger. To see what's special tonight, go to Dolly's Facebook page.
Closed captioning is brought to you by Dr. Amy Keene, Family Eye Health Care Clinic. Eye care for the whole family.
Veterans, homeless, and hopeless. But one group is trying to change that for good. Plus, the potential dangers of facial recognition technology. Find out who has your face. Investigate TV Plus. Today at 4:30 on WVVA.
Well, times have sure changed.
Farmer Climate Campbell remains strong and caring.
WVVA weather is brought to you by the trusted pros in Appalachian Heating, experts in service and installation. Get the WVVA News app, now available on your phone and tablet devices. Scan the QR code and download the WVVA News app today.
And welcome back, everybody. I'm meteorologist Tim Chai, and boy, what a turnaround in terms of what we're forecasting for the weather. Yesterday, we were talking about severe thunderstorms. Now today, we're going to talk about winter weather. Can you believe that? We got winter storm warnings been upgraded from a watch earlier today here for western Greenbrier County and northwestern Pocahontas County. And these are the areas that actually could see some high snowfall totals, anywhere from 3 to 6 inches on the higher terrain here of Greenbrier and Pocahontas County. Everybody else, we will see snow flying. Just it's going to be a hard time to really start to accumulate unless we get a heavy burst of snow falling across the area. And if we do see that heavy burst, it'll likely accumulate pretty quickly. But again, that's the big question mark to our player right now on whether or not we see that accumulated snow outside of Greenbrier and Pocahontas County. There's a big system right now. You kind of see it over towards Chicago. That's our upper low that's going to bring some of that moisture, some of that snow showers back into the forecast area. And we're seeing that pretty much light shower activity. Now, of course, if you have realized it, it's pretty chilly here, but look at the temperature trend here. Right around midnight, that was our high temperature of the day, 67 degrees. We've been falling ever since here, and now we're sitting at 46 degrees, so you probably noticed the chill. I hope you brought your jacket with you, because if you didn't, you're going to feel pretty chilly if you head out the doors right now here. Forecast temperatures here, you notice we stay into the 40s, dropping back into the 30s here. So it's been a while since we saw morning lows in the 30s. We've been pretty spoiled with those warm morning lows. The upper lows continue to spin here, bringing some of that snow showers across towards our region. And really funneling that cold air for the rest of the week. So by Thursday, Friday, and into maybe Saturday here, we're going to see temperatures below average here. Eventually, we'll start to warm things up by Sunday here. But in the meantime, we still got a couple of showers around here for the rest of Wednesday afternoon, I should say, into the evening hours here. Snow showers likely to start to break out here by Wednesday night to Thursday morning. Notice this good band of snowfall moving through the area. But again, will it stick? Because temperatures are generally in the mid to upper 30s, so that's something we'll keep an eye on. Maybe some elevated surface, you'll start to see some of that accumulation here, but for everybody else, it'll probably be having a hard time sticking onto the grassy surfaces. Temperatures, again, this afternoon will be in the upper 40s here, back into the lower 40s for Thursday and Friday. As we head towards the weekend here, chilly on Saturday, but much better weather as we head towards Sunday, and then, of course, into next week, back into the 60s. Hey, stick around, folks. We'll be right back after the break.
Most tractor-trailer drivers are careful and responsible. However, when there is an accident, it usually results in serious injuries. This frequently leads to complex litigation and catastrophic loss. At Crandall & Cott, we have the expertise to handle the most complicated tractor-trailer crashes. This specialized knowledge has been developed from years of recoveries of full and fair compensation for our clients.
If you've been injured, call Crandall & Cott at 1-800-LAW-8000 because we care.
Step into the world of Golden Nugget Online Casino. With all the slots and table games you love, feel like you're on the casino floor no matter where you are. Score rewards by playing your favorite games and get your winnings almost instantly with lightning-fast withdrawals. Go! So what are you waiting for? Have a great time in your downtime. Download the Golden Nugget Online Casino app and get started today with this great offer.
I was in a dance class and went into the locker room on the first day, and there was a boy in there. He's trans. He would go in there every day and just watch.
There was a politician that claimed to have our back for a minute.
I spoke to Patrick Morrissey once in person, and I asked him, I told him my situation. I asked him, what are you going to do? And he basically gave a non-answer.
I understand why he squirms. What Patrick Morrissey did, lobbying for this transgender clinic in New York, giving children gender transition medications. That explains a lot, and that's a problem. That's a big conflict of interest.
He doesn't really care. He'll say what he needs to say to get elected.
He says he fights for West Virginia. You hear his ads. Well, he hasn't done anything.
I mean, he's let us down. I think I've seen what I need to see.
He's not a strong man. We need a strong man with a strong voice, and he's not that. I think Patrick Morrissey cares more about cash and power than children.
On behalf of Cole Chevrolet, I'd like to congratulate Mr. Farmer on being WVVA's February Teacher Feature winner.
Brought to you by Cole Chevy. Just better. Submit your media to WVVA.com. Click Submit Photos and Videos. Add media, select your category, and then upload your media directly to our website.
Before we go, folks, obviously, this is just one of those days where you want to stay inside. You already have it on the right channel. You already have it on WVVA. There's a slew of programming that we got planned for you. I mean, I Crime with Elizabeth Vargas, that's coming up. NBC News Daily tonight. You've got that slate of Chicago Med, Chicago PD, and Chicago Fire, so the Chicago franchise. You want to stay inside, maybe with a nice bowl of soup, because it's going to get cold. Tim, I mean, let's just talk about it. You really don't want to be outside in these temperatures, do you?
Yeah, especially the next couple of days. In fact, it's going to be in the 40s. Morning lows in the 20s and 30s, below freezing. Hopefully you didn't plant yet, because this is not really the time for the growing season just yet. So you want to give them protection if you already started to plant out there. It does improve a little bit by Sunday into next week, but old man winter returning. Yeah,
seriously. If you have those potted plants, bring them inside. If you can cover plants up somehow just to keep them warm so they don't get, frostbite. I guess that's the best term I can think of. I don't know what the professional gardening term is, but you want to make sure that your plants are warm. You want to make sure those pets are warm, because it's getting cold tonight. Again, stay inside, watch WVVA. Obviously, we're going to have more coverage tonight. Robert Castillo and Jess Nuzzo, they are on the scene. They are our boots on the ground in regards to the storms that we experienced yesterday and the aftermath. Our community is already coming together to help neighbors helping neighbors. That's the beautiful thing about the T Virginias. And folks, it's been a blessing to be with you this afternoon. Let's do it again tomorrow. On behalf of Tim Cha and myself, be blessed. Bye.